Greetings, everyone. This is Anon2 World and
Discordian. Hello, how is everyone doing?
So, what we're going to talk about, and thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is, we haven't done this in 5 years, so we apologize about the lag going on. If you're receiving any lag, we're just experiencing some technical difficulties on this end. So, what we really want to talk about is a few things. I'm going to start out with talking about our support for, the Black Lives Matter movement that's going on. And, that's just what it is. It's support. We're supporting it. We're definitely not trying to co-opt anything. And we are definitely trying to change the system that is so corrupt.
Yes, and I want to add to that, keep the protests alive, keep doing what you do, and, fuck the police.
Well, I mean, if the problem is that the momentum needs to be kept up, absolutely. If it's not, then, they'll start thinking that...
Dude, can you stop for a moment? I'm still listening to the music on the stream.
Because you're under a, lag, dude.
It can't be this long.
I mean, it's telling me that YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain the stream. So I don't know exactly what's going on. So we are having a lot of technical difficulties here, unfortunately. I don't know exactly. I have a very good internet connection. Not exactly sure why this is happening. So give us a second. I am going to look into this. And we'll be right back. Apologies for the technical difficulties.
We're back.
See,
Oh,
the
I'm
thing
so
about
sorry.
it. Oh no, that's okay, dude. The thing about it is what we do is we do things off the cuff, and so like, hey, you know what? We should really plan things, better, and that's kind of on us, and we apologize.
But yeah, we are busy in real life as well as in our online lives, so shit happens.
Yeah. So back to the Black Lives Matter support. We definitely do support the Black Lives Matter movement and what changes it wants to make to the system. We're tired of living in a system of oppression, and I think it'll eventually trickle into the economics of what's going on in every country.
Very true, because systemic racism isn't only an issue in America. You've seen what happened in Germany in the 1940s.
Yes.
And that's also still very much alive in Europe. So we hope this system of oppression really stops with the awareness of this movement and with the new generations waking up to new ideas and understanding that we're all human beings.
I agree 100%, and I really don't want to get too much into it. I think that other voices have more power than we do, and I'd like to let them more. Maybe eventually in the future, if somehow I could stream. And not have as much lag, that we could have guests on the show, not only from these different movements that we support, but also hacktivists and stuff like that.
Yeah, it would be especially fun to get some real black activists from Black Lives Matter on the podcast if they are willing to do so. I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah. As about hacktivists, that'll go into the next section here of what we really wanted to talk about is the blue leaks. What do you think about that?
Well, Anonymous is back for sure. What happened is over the past few days, it started on the 19th, so over the weekend, Anonymous released 270 gigabytes of internal law enforcement data. It's a massive leak with a lot of bullshit about the police.
Well, yeah, I mean, what it did is it pretty much doxed every single cop. And in hacker terminology, doxing, if for those of you are not aware, means it's not even necessarily hacker terminology. It's just a terminology that we use. Doxing means releasing the personal information of a select individual. So this was pretty much like a mass dox on all law enforcement in the United States.
And we also found internal training documents. We found documents showing that they are tracking us on social media. We saw documents that there are far-right protesters impersonating as
Antifa.
As left-wing Antifa protesters in order to cause violence and make us look bad. Right. So there's a lot of information there that's very interesting.
Well, I mean, this is an information war, and people need to understand that there's propaganda, on both sides, sure, but there's also a lot of misinformation coming from, the other side, too, So, I mean, we're not trying to throw any misinformation out there. We want the people to have the information that they need to have to determine what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah, and that's what Anonymous does. We are for the freedom of information. The more information you have, the more informed you are.
Yep. A lot of people don't necessarily believe in that, though. I mean, and we'll get into that in a minute, and that speaks about the Trump presidency, because they don't want the information. They're anti-science and everything else. Well, we stand for science but the blue leak issue is very interesting. because Anonymous really, I mean, I have to be careful about what I say here. So Anonymous really wanted to make sure that the public knows what's going on with their information and what's going on internal to police departments.
Yeah. And it also gives very good insight of how the police is handling the COVID situation. You should check it out. We are still going through the entire leak because it's a lot of information, but it's definitely exposing law enforcement in the United States, including the FBI.
Yep. There's no comment, dude. I mean, I don't want to get into that stuff there because we're on legal thin ice in some areas, right?
I don't care about that.
Like
I said, people deserve to see this information.
They do deserve to see the information, but what we have to realize is this: if we speak out of turn, things could go wrong.
No, they won't.
I'm glad you have that much confidence, dude. I really am. But, tell that to Jeremy Hammond. Tell that to Topiary. Tell that to
These people got arrested for a good cause, and they knew what they were doing. They knew they would eventually get arrested. It's sad that they got arrested, and they deserve all the support they can get.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, Anonymous has changed the way we operate, and I say we, and let's put a little clause in here. We do not speak for the entire collective. We are only speaking from personal experience, which spans back 10 years, or a little more. So we don't speak for every anonymous account out there. We can't claim to speak for the majority of the accounts. We just speak from personal experience.
Yeah, true. So the way Anonymous works now that, all of the arrests that happened, we're not as centralized as we used to be. We are very decentralized. That means we are all over the world, and there are little subsets working on Anonymous. And we try to gather as much news from that as possible in order to, show you what Anonymous is about.
Yes. And, a lot of misinformation's being published out there about us too, but we will get into that in a minute. It makes us laugh when we see it because it's just so ridiculous.
Okay, so I saw this TikTok video the other day, and yes, we do watch our TikTok videos. We see everything you guys send to us. We just can't reply to all of it, but we do see it.
We do.
But I saw this TikTok video of this dude saying, "Oh, the real Anonymous was already arrested, and the people who are Anonymous now are part of the government." First of all, part of which government? Second of all, we are Anonymous. We're everywhere.
People in the chat, and I don't mean to be looking at the chat, and I shouldn't be looking at the chat. I apologize in beforehand, Disco. But people are asking for identification. So I'm Anon2World, and and Disco's is Discordian LOL on Twitter.
Yes. So that is at Anon2World with a 2, like the YouTube username, and I'm at Discordian LOL.
Lol.
So, where was I?
I apologize, and I cut you off, but you were talking about the TikTok videos and stuff like that, and
yeah. So there was this dude saying that that the real Anonymous got arrested, and that we're now part of the government, and that kind of shit. That's not true. I mean,
We
Anonymous,
knew.
Anonymous is an idea. So if one person gets arrested, two more people will take on the idea and start acting as Anonymous. That's how it works.
And that's why this
Anonymous
younger
is not one single person.
and that's why this younger generation and the K-pop stans and everybody else, why they're so important, because they understand. Okay, they really do get the idea, and they're actually doing it on their own. You know, I mean, it's insane that overnight, one day I wake up, I'm like, wait, what happened? And
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
6 million new followers within a week. Like, what the fuck? It's amazing, and we love it. And Anonymous is definitely back, especially with the latest Blue leaks. Anonymous also leaked the Bolton book before it was published, which is nice.
Well, there's a major reason that book needed to be leaked, and John Bolton. I almost said Michael Bolton, but it's John Bolton. But John Bolton is a war criminal. Michael Bolton's a war criminal, Tisco. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, but John Bolton's a war criminal. He wanted to attack. I mean, he was talking in the president's ear constantly, wanting to attack Iran, start a war, and there's no need for that. So this guy should have been able to, number one, testify in front of the U.S. Congress to impeach Trump. But what happened? They didn't allow him to. So he shouldn't be making any money off of this book. None.
And the books should still be published, so that's where we came in.
Well, we didn't come in. You get see.
That's where Anonymous came in.
Thank goodness for them Anon boys. All right. Anyways, so, oh my goodness. Yeah, we need more planning on this, and we're gonna be doing more planning on it. Okay.
Yes. So there is something else I wanted to talk about, because last time we did the COVID-19 stream, it's still very much out there, the virus. It has no signs of slowing down, especially in Florida. But Trump said something interesting today.
Yes, I'm bringing it up right now for the people to see. But he's
for
like
visual reference.
Yes, for visual reference. But he's retweeting Team Trump, and so I'm scrolling through all those things here. Oh my goodness, what a word salad. Here it is. Let me bring it up. Okay, so I'm switching it over to the browser. So there is a lag, and oh, what's up, Primitive? Shout out to Primitive. Can you check how the stream's doing? Is it still going pretty good, or is there lag?
It looks like there is lag. There are people complaining about lagging, but it's not lagging for me.
Okay.
And some people are saying, no, the stream is not lagging, so I don't know what's going on there.
All right, so I have Donald Trump's tweet up about the cases. Cases are going up in the U.S. because we are testing far more than any other country, and ever expanding. With smaller testing, we would show fewer cases.
Do you see how dumb that rhetoric is, though?
I mean, I don't even know how to approach that.
Well,
that's how dumb it seems to me. So, I mean, of course, if you don't test, you'll have fewer cases.
The thing that came to my mind was, you can't have more cases if you're not testing. So he's saying it's okay to do underreporting, to screw up the numbers just so they look better.
But see, that's the whole entire thing, is that's their agenda.
And he is the fucking asshole that keeps talking about fake news.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
He is creating fake news with this fucking tweet.
Well,
Like, what the fuck, dude?
oh, he tweeted from an iPhone too. That's interesting.
I fucking hate iPhone.
Yeah, no, but look underneath the tweet, dude. It says he's tweeting from an iPhone. I thought he had an Android.
I didn't know. I don't care.
Hey, remember that one time when we made the press secretary change his password? Never mind.
All right.
Anyways, we've been active for a long time, so let's get out of the Trump garbage, because that's all it is. It's a giant dumpster fire of garbage. All right, so bye Trump, you suck. The fake anon allegations. I know we've kind of talked about that a little bit here and there, but there are people that are bringing up how Anonymous was gone for 3 years and everything else. But if you look under the videos on this channel, you'll see that it started around July 2011, I believe, was my first video that I published on here. But I was active on IRC, probably during 2010, and I was actually chilling with, people in IRC doing all kinds of crazy stuff, because that was our main means of communication. And when people started jumping on Twitter and social media, then I'm like, you know what, I might as well do it too, and I did. And me and, I actually met Disco in IRC, and
Yeah. We both created Twitter accounts around the same time.
mine got suspended, my original one, but I finally got it back, years later. But yeah, I think that these people need to do some research, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all it takes is to see who's been involved in what ops and
But
who's...
we never went away. I mean, there are Brazilian hackers, there are Chilean hackers, there are people from all over the world who kept working in the name of Anonymous. We've had protests every year. The Billion Mask March was every year.
And
So
that's the thing is, people don't understand that's the extent of it. When they say we went away, we were always here.
yeah, that's right.
I mean, we didn't get the support we have now.
No, of